Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It is Tuesday, April the 8th, and it's a Tuesday. It means I have Matt Fargo and Brian Bitler with me to talk some Major League Baseball. We shift away. No more college hoops. We'll talk about last night's game for a little bit there, but going forward, a lot of Major League Baseball. You're going to get some NBA playoffs as well. But before we get into some Diamond action today, let's take a minute here to hit the like button. Just there you go. Boom. Hit the like, subscribe, notification on, so you know each and every day Major League Baseball comes at you free picks, NBA playoff free picks, whatever we got going on here at the Winner Circle YouTube channel. You do not want to miss out. Why would you want to miss out on free picks daily? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. No, okay, you want to say your free picks? I want a little something better. Well, you head to our sponsor, gamblersworld.net, where all of our top plays, premium plays, best bets are available for Matt, Brian, and myself. And we got 10 other guys on there as well. There's a leaderboard. You see how we do. As I said, NBA and NHL wrapping down. We got playoffs, but listen, you want to bet it? We got you covered. You want Major League Baseball? We got you covered. 3, 7, 30-day passes, all guaranteed to show you a profit or we credit you back over that time. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you say, you know what, I just want something a little simpler. All right, well, how about a day pass for $69.99? Get every Cappers play that day for just $69.99. Choose a guy. See who's had the last 7 days. Grab him for a day. He's on a roll. Let me go. Super. You like baseball? We have a baseball pass for the entire season through the World Series just for $6.99, which, I don't know, that comes out to less than – that's about $100 a month. So that would be what, $25 a week, and you're going to probably get at least a dozen games, probably more a week for most of the guys here. There you go. You want to break it down per play kind of thing. You want to save yourself money. A full season of MLB for just $6.49. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I said $6.99. It is $6.49. Can't beat it. So, notification bells on for the free picks. Head to gamblersworld.net for all the premium action. But we'll get into some free pick action right now. Major League Baseball triple header. Is that what is the R for? What do we got here going on? Are those the River Cats? What do you got going on there?
The Reading Phillies, the old Reading Railroad. I guess that's where they got it from.
There you go.
But I like
that used to be. I think that was Monopoly, the old Reading Railroad. Isn't that a Monopoly? It's one of the.
Yeah.
Go continue with your hat. It's all right.
I like the Reading Phillies. You can go there, see some AA players. I know Abe Miller's on that team, one of the Phillies' top guys. So definitely easier on your pocketbook to go watch a minor league baseball game. You can get all the bells and whistles and still leave for under $100. So definitely like it.
I loved watching Somerset Patriots when I was in Jersey. Trenton Thunder was a little bit more of a drive, but now I hit the Space Cowboys. They used to be the Skeeters down here. I thought the Skeeters were a great name because the mosquitoes are the size of helicopters. They're like, they're like attack helicopters down here. But now they're the Space Cowboys. But pretty decent squad here for Houston in the minors. Not too bad over in Sugar Land. Minor league baseball always a fun thing. They send me things for like a season pass, like to get season tickets, and I sort of want to do it, but we go. I get the bobbleheads. My daughter liked the bobbleheads. And then she got off the bobbleheads, and they kind of like the jerseys, the kids, and the hats. So I got to try to find a good package for just bobbleheads or jerseys, Although I do have a nice Hunter Brown signed jersey, and it was Star Wars. It's a Baby Yoda Space Cowboy jersey, and Hunter Brown signed it. So I think that's pretty cool. But I don't know. I think my daughter wore it to school. So at this point, it could have been in the wash. I have no idea. We lost the autograph, and little Grogu got bleach on him probably. So what's going to go on there? Matt Fargo, how about you? Minor league guy or what?
Every now and again, yeah, we have a AAA team here in Rochester, AAA team of the Twins. They do a good job. Like Brian said, you can go there, pretty easy on the pocketbook, like you said. It's fun, good night out. They do good promotion stuff. Minor league baseball is cool. AAA is not as good as AA, I think, because it's more corporate than the smaller leagues, I think. But it's still a good time.
Yeah, because you got more like guys on their rehabs. You got some more MLBers coming through.
Yeah. And that's how I became a Blue Jays fan. I grew up in Syracuse, and back then in the '80s, they were the AAA team of Toronto at the time. So that's why I'm a diehard Jays fan. Can't let go. Can't let go of the childhood.
As a Columbus Clipper guy, back when the Yanks used Columbus as their spot, and I just knew like Pawtucket was the Red Sox, right? That's where like Wade Boggs came from, like Pawtucket, and like, it's funny stuff. Now it kind of changes where the teams play, but when you're like 12 years old, you knew the minor league teams because you knew the guy coming up was like, oh man, this guy,
I think Albany Yankees might have been the Double-A team back when I was growing up.
Back where they double. I just remember the Columbus Clippers. I just always knew, hey, he's coming up from Columbus. That's always a big thing. I had to Columbus.
I remember Columbus coming to town with old Steve Balboni, the big Bambino.
Bye-bye Balboni, Kansas City Royal.
Bye-bye Balboni.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when, again, you're 15. The Yanks are terrible in 1990, right, with Stump Merrill. And you're thinking to myself, we had Fred McGriff. We traded Fred McGriff. He was in our minors. We could have Fred McGriff, a DH and Mattingly at first base, and Jose Rijo. He's a good pitcher. It's the 80s. Good time. Speaking of the 80s, we did not get to 80 points last night in this game. I don't know how that's going to pivot. I don't know why 80s turned into the score of the game here. Pretty good game last night. At least I thought it would be like a low-scoring kind of battle. Houston kind of hit a Houston wall point-wise, couldn't get it done. And the way that game ends, kind of typical for what we saw out of like the Final Four here with these teams. Not a it is a crazy play. The guy who's going to go up, shoot the ball, who's going to get blocked, he kind of just dropped it, hoping somebody was nearby, which is something you really don't see. But for all in all, that was pretty much how you thought probably the game would end, on a last-second three by somebody. Happened to be a non-travel kind of call. Matt, what do you think of the game in general, just the ending? How about the ending? Pretty good game.
Yeah, as far as the game went, it was ugly basketball for two great teams, two great defenses. So they mucked it up, just what Houston wanted to do. So I get it. But just so many bricks from three from Houston early on, just completely missing rims and just hitting backboard. It was just not a pretty game for sure. The last two possessions for Houston, like, just couldn't execute. Especially the last one. They had everybody out deep. I don't think they had anybody down low, it seemed like, and all they need was a 2 to tie. Get the ball down low, as opposed to going for the three to try to win. They weren't hitting threes all night. They made 6 the whole game, so they were banking on that. And just for not to get a shot off, it's kind of ironic that Houston's the team with the number one defense, and Florida comes up with a stop to win the Natty. So good for them. They deserved it. Houston, just like I said, couldn't execute at the end, and you played again today. It could be the exact reverse. I think these teams play 7-game series. It goes 7 games. You know what I mean? So it was a good game as far as competitiveness, but it's a good game like for aesthetics for basketball. Yeah, I'll take a pass on it.
Yeah, the teams definitely love to just go for the win instead of let's try to tie it. And I understand, like, you're on the road, go for a win, whatever. Dude, the championship game, I'm thinking, let's kind of, like you said, they had to know they weren't hitting their shots. Right? They sort of know in the back of their heads. Or the coach would have been like, take it to the basket, get a foul. Or the other guy would make them earn it. Well, foul me either way. They got to make 2. We're launching threes? I don't know. Brian, you were kind of high on Houston and Florida coming in here. They're kind of Final Four teams for you here. Matt brought up the defense, which makes sense. Houston, the best defense. Florida had a top 10 defense on the year, so no surprise. It was kind of low scoring. I said yesterday with Chip and Doug, I'm like, give me the under first half here. I thought it'd be kind of an ugly kind of game. Well, your final thoughts on the season there in that game?
Oh, it was a tough one last night. My free pick was on the under, but I had a premium on Houston, and they had a couple opportunities down the stretch to get the W, right, or the cover, but just didn't happen. In college basketball, it's odd when you're up at halftime, up 6-8 points. That doesn't really mean anything because it seems like this season the game would totally flip on its head. Because Houston had pretty good control of that game most of the way through, but at the end, Florida came up big in the second half and executed. So definitely was a letdown for me. It gave me a 1-2 day, but that happens in sports betting. Can't catch them all.
That's
Yeah,
it. We move on.
And as Brian said, it was a flip. Like it seemed like the game was called different in the second half. The refs let him play, a lot of physicality in the first half, and Houston took advantage of that. They built a 12-point lead, and then fouls were just being called all the time. It seemed like in the second half, it was a completely different game.
The season as it was overall, I think it kind of went as we thought it would way back in November. The top teams got where they were going to go. Final four, all number one seeds, no real shockers. The championship game plays out. I mean, let's be honest, to a last-second shot, you can't really complain about it. We win, we lose, we move on. You don't bet at all because it's the last game of the year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even have the game on the site because I just felt I had a future on Florida. I thought Houston could probably win. I was kind of worried about how they respond after a big comeback, but they had a better first half. So, whatever. We move on. It's all right. I think we finished up 44-39 with the free picks here in the video. Again, you're here. Hit the like button. You're listening for 10 minutes of us recapping the college game and season overall. Now we move on, though. We got NBA playoffs coming. We'll do videos for that. We'll have Doug shoot the rock. We'll have MLB from Doug on gamblersworld.net for articles. And Matt, you threw up some golf articles last week or this week. So, there may be golf articles coming from Matt Fargo. Who knows? Yeah, I gotta go to gamblersworld.net to check it out. But let's get into some Major League Baseball here, Brian. You'll be looking at the Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The ageless Charlie Morton. 40-plus Charlie Morton versus Merrill Kelly. Now, for me, I like Arizona today. And I really don't like teams to back teams that haven't really been winning lately. And, Kelly's off a bad start. I think he's more of in a bounce-back form than Charlie Morton is. What do you look at this one here? Do you like it over? I love the Orioles' offense. I like a lot of their young bats. And the Diamondbacks the same. I got a 15-1 Diamondback to win the NL pennant. I think they're a sneaky kind of good team. But again, this is April. It's April 8th. Anything kind of goes now. Dogs win. Teams that don't really win. Teams like the Braves just can't seem to win. April baseball. What do you think here? Orioles with Morton, Diamondbacks with Kelly. Call it like a 120-ish, total of 9. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, for me, this is a tough game here. I'm waiting to heat up in baseball off to a slow start. But when I get the Baltimore Orioles at this price, I know Charlie Morton pretty old, and he's given up 18 runs over his last 10 in the third innings. But if you look at Merrill Kelly, he got blown up in his last start. So you got two pitchers that should give up a bunch of runs in this game. So maybe the over isn't a bad play, but I just like that Baltimore Orioles lineup. And 5-6 on the year, I'm expecting Baltimore maybe to win the AL East. So I think getting them at this price, I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles here.
Orioles, we'll call it plus a 105, I guess. We'll go old school here, right? But they're all over the place. They're minus 101. They're even. I'm going to call it a plus 105 here for the show. Charlie Morton and the O's plus 105. Matt Fargo, what do you think? You like Charlie Morton and the Orioles here? Offensively, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally love the game either. I guess I would lean to Arizona. I give Kelly a pass on that last start. It was in Yankee Stadium. He got 3 home runs hit off him, which counted for 7 of the 9 runs. So, Yankee Stadium, that will happen. I think he's in a better spot to bounce back than Morton. Morton gave up 5 runs last game, struck out 10. So I mean, he can still bring it. But I like the Arizona offense to bounce back a little more here. Baltimore's been hit or miss with their offense. Some big games, they scored 2 runs or less, I think, in 4 or 5 of their games so far this year. So they've been kind of hot and cold. I don't like laying juice in baseball too much, and it's not a huge number, but I would lean a little bit towards Arizona just for the aspect of Merrill Kelly bouncing back more so than Morton. But it could go either way.
I'm with you. I try to draw the line probably like the mid 140s. 120-ish is not really I can get behind. I feel like sometimes I try to overthink and do a run line. Like the Pirates today, right? Pirates won a few games in a row. I think they're laying like 130-ish with Skeens. I'm like, you know what? I'll take the 170 on the run line instead. This game can either be like 5-4 or they just lose outright. But I'm with you. I don't like laying, but this one here, I think Kelly is more of a bounce back kind of guy. But again, free pick wise, Brian Bitler for the show record wise, and again, we break down the records. I save the records. Now, a losing record might not mean anything when we're taking some underdogs here, folks. So I'll come in daily with our baseball report. Orioles plus 105 as a free pick for Brian Bitler. Again, this is this free pick. His best bets and top plays are at gamblersworld.net. You want to check those out? Head on over there right now. Game number 2. The Twinkies. Old mini haha. Here we go. The team that did absolutely nothing in the postseason or the offseason, however you want to do to better themselves. And I don't like them. That's why you're an underdog today versus Cole Raggins. Although this line looks a little short to me, and I'm a KC guy.
Yep.
I had a KC over last year. I had a KC playoff ticket. I ran it back again this year on him. I got a Raggins over, I think, 11.5 wins. He's already got 2 no decisions, my guy. What are we doing here, Cole? And that strikeout prop today, 6.5 minus 140. It looks enticing to me. Royals laying 115. Here, you want to know my simple handicap on this? I like the Royals already to win 85 games for the year. I have an under Twins ticket, 82. Where do you think I'm going with this game? I like
I don't know, though. I mean, to me, it seems like they're trying to sucker you into that one. I mean,
but it's also, but again, he starts slow. This guy's got 2 no decisions. He hasn't been all that great. The bullpen is a Kansas City bullpen. I like Lopez. I liked him with Miami. I thought, they'll go trade Gleyber Torres from the Yankees. I'm like, go for it. I need all the pitchers I want. I mean, you need pitchers. But, this line here, it does look low, 115 with this guy. But if you look at his numbers, as good as, and again, I'll hype this guy up. I had him to lead the league in strikeouts last year. He felt like 8 short. So I'm gonna bite on him because I'm just a fan of the team, him. I'm down on the Twins. This is disastrous for me today, right? It's everything you shouldn't put your heart into coming to baseball and as a fan of a team or a player. It happens, though. You're hiring a guy for a reason or hiring a team. You kind of know I like them. It's not even my game. So you basically got a bonus play on Kansas City for me here. I don't even know what Matt's got yet so far, but let's go. Matt, you're pick, even though I stole all the Raggins thunder.
Yeah, that's all right. As far as the side, I would lean KC. I like the under more in this matchup. I just said Raggins, great young pitcher. He had a 2.64 ERA 2 years ago, 3.14 last year. So he's definitely an up and comer. He's got out the gates pretty good this year. He's done well against the Twins in his career. 1.93 ERA in 5 starts, I believe it is. But my hesitation is Lopez. Lopez is a really good pitcher, and he's had a really good career against KC. The Minnesota bats have been horrible this year. So the only way they could, even I think have a chance in this game is if he comes through once again, which I think he will. I just see a low-scoring game once again. They went under last night. They scored 6 runs. I see a similar outcome with 2 better pitchers. KC offense, middle of the pack right now, not scored too many runs as well. So I think we see another pitcher's duel. And so I'd lean to the under more so than the side. But I think we're getting some value, 7.5 in the under right now with KC. And with both pitchers who have good track records against each other's opponents in the past.
Under 7.5, Brian Bitler's official free pick here. Before I get to Brian here, I'm looking at Raggins' career, right? You think, this guy's really good, and not that he's a Hall of Famer, but you think all-star type material. 26 years old, career record, 18-17. Used to be a season. That's like a Bob Nipper season in 1986, 18-17. This is this guy's career right now. Brian, what are your thoughts on this game?
Boy, I mean, out of the picks out of the games we're discussing, I mean, this is my Twins are my favorite play on the board. I've been getting. There's a reason I'm hitting like 31% in baseball. It's because of the Minnesota Twins. I've been losing my ass with them because they look like the pick almost every single day. And today's another one. Lopez's numbers over his last 5 starts haven't been that great. And you look at Raggins, he's been 1.73, averaging 5 innings a start. And the Royals are the better team, so why is this line only almost a pick 'em? So it just looks looks fishy to me. So I'm going to ride with the Minnesota Twins here again today. I just think this line looks off. I think Lopez has another 7-inning start under his belt here.
So Brian likes the Twins, and I'm going to say, listen, you got Lopez, Ryan, Woods. You got pitchers who look like they're solid. Bailey Ober. I mean, the guy puts up decent numbers. The Twins pitching staff looks like you should be in games every single time if your staff's going to give up 3 or less runs in 6 innings. But that offense, Brian Buxton is 32, 33. I mean, he's not like a young kid. Always hurt, right? Who retired? Larnach? Who's their second-year outfielder, top prospect, just retired out of the blue last year? I mean, Jeffers, I kind of like. Julian, the guy who gets hurt for him, right? Young guy, can't stay healthy. Who is it? Carlos Carrera? I mean, they can't keep the core together, Minnesota. They can't get on the field. Bring back Ken Herbeck.
Kirby Puckett.
By the way, Bob Nepper in 1986, he was 17-12. My apologies to Bob Nepper. 17-12 season there in 38 starts for my guy Bob Nepper. Anyway, official show pick here, under 7.5 for Matt Fargo. Again, get his top plays and best bets at gamblersworld.net here on Tuesday. You don't want to miss out on those. Final game on the agenda. The Reds and the Giants. Mr. Roop versus Lodolo. A 128 favorite here for San Fran. Total is 7.5. And listen, this kid Roop, nice little start, right? 8 Ks and 4 innings his first outing. You think, this guy's got something here, right? It's pretty good. Let's take him here. The Reds, bunch of free swingers. We saw him go scoreless in 3 straight games, losing games at 1-0. They're terrible. 4 walks in those games. And if we look back at Roop last year even, 47 Ks and 50 innings look good, but then you punch out 26 walks. This guy's all over the place. This is why he's not a journeyman, but a kind of a 4A guy. Yeah, he's going to strike guys out. But if you're going to keep extra players on base and throw strikes, I think the Reds are going to hit you. I'm going to take the Reds here. We're going to get about a plus 115 return with Lodolo. And this cat, I like Lodolo. Again, him, Abbott, Green, I think they're nice young starters. And unlike his counterpart on the other side, this guy doesn't miss bats. He's more a pitch to contact guy. Last year, 122 Ks, 115 innings. This year, 2 nice starts, 9 Ks again, 9 hits allowed. Not a lot of Ks. It's not like he's striking out. In a era of players striking out 150 times, this is not that guy. But the whip is there. The batting average against is there. I'm taking. Listen, to me, I think I got the better pitcher, and I got control. I think if I'm going to face a team or a pitcher that's going to put extra guys on base, which Roop has done, not only in his, again, we're talking 1 or 2 starts this season for most of these guys. I kind of push that to the side a little bit. If they're pitching really well, you're like, wow, he's off to a nice start. If pitching bad, it's a start or two, nothing to get concerned about. But the wildness, even going back to last year in his minor league numbers, you're gonna be a little wild, and then you're gonna come around the plate with a bunch of guys who do swing the ball. I think you'll get in trouble. I think you'll get in trouble here, especially off a game where both teams last night did absolutely nothing with Green and Logan Webb. Right, we got 2 runs late in the game. What's his name went 8 2/3 inning. I mean, he had a great outing last night. So the bullpen's fresh. I don't know if that's good or bad when you're Cincinnati. I mean, I had them opening day giving up 4 runs in the top of the 9th. I mean, you're fresh. It's opening day. You can't get an out bullpen. That's another thing you got to worry about. But, again, the wildness of Roop, the free swinging and power of Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Reds here plus 115. Brian Bitler, Reds, Giants, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to follow along with you with the Cincinnati Reds. This is another line that looks a little bit off. I mean, San Francisco's 8-2, probably been the best moneymaker for bettors so far this season early on. Nick Lodolo is somebody that has performed in spring training and has carried over into the regular season, getting 6-inning starts, 6 2/3. So he's going to give the Reds 6 solid innings out there. So at this plus money price, and the Giants starting arm, seeing what his numbers are like, I'm going to go here with the Reds on the plus money.
Back in the 90s, this would be called a crafty lefty Lodolo, right? The guy who just kind of paints the corners and gets you to to swing at bad pitches. He's one of those crafty guys. He's not overpowering. He's crafty.
Kind of Cole
Like,
Hamels type.
yeah, he's like the Beastie Boys. She's crafty. She gets around. She's always down. She's crafty. Anybody, Beastie Boys lyrics, no. Now, before I throw it to you real fast. So, you know what? Also, with the Giants, right, they're sitting in first place. They were 8-1, obviously lost 8-2. But I also kind of find where a team, after you win 4, 5, 6 in a row, whenever you have that kind of bubble burst on a win streak, I'm not shocked for you to lose 2 in a row the next time out, game or two. You're not going to bounce back and win another 8 in a row. So it's another little added bonus with my little crafty lefty on the hill. But your thoughts, trifecta here on Cincinnati, my friend?
Yes, absolutely. I rode the Reds last night, and I will take them again tonight. What you said about the control issues with Roop, I think it's an issue.
Right.
And with Liddell, he hasn't. I don't think he's walked anybody yet this year. Last year he walked more than 3 hitters only twice all season, so the control is there. Obviously, the Cincinnati bats are, concerned. They scored 2 runs or less in 5 of 6 games. So the bats haven't been there, but I think they'll wake up eventually. And I think it's a good opportunity to do that. And with Liddell, he's pitched good on the road. He shut down Milwaukee this year. He had a 3.56 ERA on the road last year, so he can get it done away from Cincinnati. Sanford, even though they're 8-2, they've done nothing spectacular with the offense or the pitching. Really, they're kind of middle of the road on both sides. So they got shut down by Hunter Green last night, who pitched a great game, who unfortunately didn't get the complete game, shutout. He got taken out, but yeah, I think it's a good place for Cincy to get it done again. I think they can get the bats going for once tonight.
We'll call it a triple play on the Reds today. We'll be baseball lingo. Baseball and Beastie Boy lingos for a Tuesday. Lodolo, 0 walks in his 12 2/3 innings already this year. So he's again good control. Last year only just 37 walks, 10 the year before that in the game. But the Reds, the official pick here, it's 115. We got a 3-pack for you, free picks. Couple of dogs, Orioles plus 105, Reds plus 115, and an under 7.5. You're shocked. You're coming into a pro pick show and you get 2 dogs and an under. Definitely not what you're looking to do during baseball season when you have, a lot of overaction and Dodger money. But
take the Dodgers in the over.
Can't go wrong with the Dodgers in the over there. Yeah. How many parlays went down yesterday when the Dodgers lose? Folks, don't parlay these, please. They're 3 separate bets. 1, 2, 3, 2 and 1, you will make money. Okay. There we go. Look, Winner Circle Sports Betting Channel. Hit the like button here. You're here. Hit the like button. You know what you want to hit the like button for? I put in earlier, and I got a little banner up top here for everybody. I like my Ribby props, guys. I gave a couple out on Friday. We went, I think, 2 and 2 in the Friday Ribby props I did the live show. I'm going to come in with a couple more here for you because I'm having a good Ribby prop season. 30 and 34 plus 2,045. All right? That's because look at the numbers here. We're not taking Judge minus 105. We're not doing Ohtani even money because again, no. We're looking in other places for plus money. So you got a nice degenerate game going nice and early for you. You can't control yourselves. I get it, especially because it's the Yankees. Well, we're taking a couple Tiger guys here. McKinstry at 2-1 and Sweeney at plus 185. Tampa Bay. Again, I'm going to tell you, I kind of like the Angels today. Nobody's going to bet the Angels with Kyle Hendricks. That's fine. But I see money on the board. I'm going to scoop it up. I'm not going to step over change on the ground, on the street. Meisner, 215. Arenado, plus 170. These guys are hitting. I'm batting in order, and this goes for both teams. A little bit down the line, guys are going to be on base, and you're going to give me 2-1s, and you're plus 2-1s with Ribby props. I will take them, and I'll share them with you. Because caring is sharing. So there you go. Again, final recap here from Brian Bitler, Matt Fargo, myself. 1, our best bets are at gamblersworld.net. I didn't even ask you, what do you got going today at Gamblers World, man? You got anything up right now?
Yep, I have a triple play in baseball, 2 money lines and 1 run line, as well as a double play in the NBA. I'm not touching any of the big spread games, just playing games that are actually meaningful still. So head on over, and we're going to Try for the sweep in both. Have a big Tuesday ready.
MLB and NBA, you get all 5 of those. Get the daily pass. Get the $69.99. Maybe get the weekly. Do something. Save yourself some money and use the daily. Get all the games. Brian Bitler, what do you got on tap today?
I got a rare 10-star play over at gamblersworld.net. My NBA game of the month, 16-9 run in the NBA, 64%. And if you don't like the NBA and you want some pucks, well, I'm on a 16-5 run in the NHL, and I got an easy winner over at gamblersworld.net. Just $30. Pick it up.
Hockey and NBA from Brian Bitler, game of the month. What are you waiting for? Go get it. Me, just regular baseball, nothing fancy. I'm going to try to pull out some winners for you here to go along with our free picks today, which are the Orioles plus 105, under 7.5 Kansas City Royals, and the Cincinnati Reds plus 115. New records starting here in Major League Baseball. You don't want to miss out. Notification bells on so you know when we're live. And the tapes drop for free pick videos on the Winner Circle YouTube channels. For Brian, Matt, and myself, have a great Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good luck. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.